Think for a second about the hardest working person you know. Maybe it's your dad, your mom, a cousin. Maybe it's like a local janitor. Um, it could be anybody, right? But let me tell you a story about the hardest working person that I've ever met. So I'm not going to leak his name or where he works, but when I was 20 years old, I'm 22 now, I look like I'm still about 18, 20. When I was 20 years old, I was working at a distribution warehouse. So what we were doing is we would take boxes, ride around on carts, go to the bin, cut open the box, take the bin out, take the product out. People would come around and then they'd take it from the bin, put it in boxes, and it would get shipped out to our customers, right? And this wasn't a great job, but they offered some nice incentives. It was, a 140% max incentive if you worked really hard and you went above and beyond, right? It was base pay about $21.25. And what I remember doing is, figuring out there's some really easy ways to kind of skim the system, right? So you had this gun that would track your productivity, right? So you take the gun and you could stage yourself where you were in the warehouse, right? Then if you stage it somewhere else that was close by, it would count as like movement, right? So you're working, right? But what a lot of people would do is just continually stage back and forth. Wasn't real productive. But anyways, this character, I'll nickname him Mike in this story. So Mike, he had been working at the warehouse for 20 years. Okay, and this isn't uncommon. A lot of people work at warehouses for a long time. But Mike, when I got to know him, he was always number one, number two for the efficiency and the productivity. But Mike wasn't doing any staging where he was, scamming the system. But yeah, Mike, he'd been working there for 20 years, and what he had to do was pay off child support every month. So I remember when I first got there, it was the first month, he's like, "Yeah, I'm doing great. I just got done paying my last child support payment." It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. But then I got to thinking, so Mike's been working at this warehouse for 20 years, giving what, 900, 950, whatever the child support payment is every month. And he's working himself incredibly hard for this. And the company is giving him $21.25. And then, I continue, I'm thinking about these sorts of things. I'm mulling around with it. And, it's that standard, it's so unequal, inequality in the workforce, the bourgeoisie. I'm not going to come and spit Marxism at you guys. I have way too much respect for my audience to come and try to convert them to the commune. Not like I'm a communist to begin with. But there is some real inequity in a lot of corporations where, yeah, I mean, $21.25, not an awful rate if you give them 140% incentive. That's like relatively strong, like maybe $25, $26. But then you look, and in the year that I was there, they went from $1 million in revenue every month to $3 million in revenue, and we were given a pizza party. It's just these sorts of things, and we continue to see it where companies make more and more money, and then they have to do, you would think, more and more to keep people on board. But like any smart business, they're doing the very bare minimum, and it's truly unfortunate. So I asked myself, okay, is Mike working harder than everyone else? Yeah, probably. Is our boss, call him Ryan, I don't remember if there was a Ryan that worked there, but I'll call him Ryan, okay? And Ryan would say to us, yeah, why are you guys clocking in 2 minutes late, And then Ryan would be gone on Thursday every week. It's okay. Good for you. You can have a day off. But it made me wonder, if he can get days off, and if he's very clearly a supervisor, right, a floor manager, is he really doing $100,000 worth of work? You go into this guy's office and he's just sitting there. He's on the computer doing some tasks, some minor, what you would assume to be managerial tasks. But the ones who are really creating the profit are the ones who are boxing the product, the ones who are unboxing and stacking the bins. But it's not just them. They're not the only ones who can make the profit for this big business. The corporation and the corporate level too. It's the idea people. We don't ever really think about how valuable an idea can be. Instead, we're too often willing to give away our time for money and work extremely hard with the prospect of maybe one day I'll be able to take that vacation. Maybe one day I'll be able to be financially comfortable. All I have to do is put it into my 401k, and when I'm 60, I might be okay. Who knows with Social Security now? So we're seeing a lot of people realize I've worked hard for 30 years and I have what to show for it. I got a degree, I can't pay it off. I got a job, I spend too much money, right? I'm in credit card debt. Politicians don't care about me. And it's just all these factors that weigh on the conscience of many, many people. So a lot of people are just feeling really discouraged, I think. Rightfully so. If they work extremely hard for 30 years, and then they see things getting what they perceive to be as worse, that entire time, where do we go from here, right? Do we just continue working? We assume that things are going to get better when everyone knows it's continuing the downward trend that we've been on, which is, again, really disappointing. So we're getting to a point now where people don't want to work hard. And when they do work hard, it's on things that the hard work won't pay off to, okay? So what can people work hard on that's valuable? Well, a lot of different things. Where I think we're going to make the distinction now is between hard work and good work. A lot of people are finding work that they can produce value with, just not really working hard, right? Like I work 3 hours a day. I'm sitting at my desk. Okay, cool. What sort of value am I providing, right? And I think a lot of people feel that way, right? They feel like they're not providing value, and they feel that the organization that they belong to doesn't feel that they're providing value either, even though there's profitability. It's really hard for people to find value in themselves, especially in a workplace. So the title of this video is The Myth of Hard Work. It's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but we're seeing what happens when people work too hard. And then I'm not saying I'm not anti-work like this crowd of, I don't even know what ideology, but the work that we are doing needs to be more valuable so that when we're working hard on it, we care and we feel like it matters. Like, how many people go to their warehouse job every day, hate themselves, go on break, smoke a joint, drink an energy drink, right? They're killing themselves. They're paying time. They're paying with their time, and they're getting paid $20 an hour. You people, me, everyone in this world deserves to have their time valued. And when we see third world people getting paid $3 an hour, you think that a human's life is worth $3 an hour? It's just absurd. And is this late stage capitalism? Is this some disillusion of morals in the corporate sphere? Probably not. But I think what I'm really trying to say with this is that there's ways to do things, ways to make money, ways to grow your brand, your business, your whatever, right? Online, and everybody knows this. Oh, you can make money online. But you have to have a skill. And thankfully for everybody now, you can develop a skill very quickly. You think when Mike, 20 years ago, started at the warehouse, he could just develop another skill. No, the skill he was developing was cutting the box open in the most efficient way, right? But now with the internet, anyone can learn anything in 2, 3 weeks of really hard work. Oh no, they can't. They need to go to university and they need to get a degree in classical training. I'm at a master's program right now, and it's. I don't want to critique the program or the people here, but the value of a degree isn't in the content most of the time. The value of a degree is in the connections, in what you can build and create, in the status. Its status is what it is. So, yeah, do I have to come and work incredibly hard for this status? Not really. I just have to pay them a lot of money and take out a loan. And it's just very disappointing where our system's at, because a lot of people don't understand how deep in debt almost everyone is, and they feel like, oh, I have to work really hard. If I don't work my ass off to pay off my debts, then I'm not a productive member of society. And that's, again, a way that people feel burnt out, unappreciated, undervalued, because the hard work that they put in isn't paying off like it should. And I think a lot of people feel this way. I feel this way quite a bit. But it is what it is. You know, we have to just continue to put in good work. So, but we're getting to the point now, and I've already said this, and I'll say it again, and I'll continue saying this for as long as I live, hopefully. We are all so very, very capable of building, of creating, of learning and growing. Now with the internet, now with AI, large language models, reasoning systems, machine learning, all of this is so available to everyone, right? With the internet, with everything that's coming. Again, man, people just feel like there's more. They feel like there's something they're missing. They feel like this can't be life. This can't be all there is to it. And now it doesn't have to be, very, very thankfully. So I know I've been rambling for quite a while, and I apologize if this is a really disjointed video, but I'll try to leave with an example. So you could spend 16 hours a day and work 7 days a week, sleep 8 hours a day, and just be constantly in a state of work, in a state of unease. But if your work isn't building something, isn't doing something positive, if, for say, your work is ripping shirts in half, destroying t-shirts for the sake of it, if you're the best t-shirt ripper and you can take any shirt and rip it in two, well, there could be some value there. It's a circus talent. But the point is, it's a destructive act. What we want to do in this new era of building is to create. Creation is good. And we are able to create so much more now. And I'm ready for this new world, and I'm ready for people to start creating what they were meant to create. Instead of being confined to the bounds of hard work and dedication and pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and I gotta pay off this debt and I just can't look like a failure. I can't do anything that makes me look different, you know? All I have to do is just put my head down, and if I work really hard and if I put in 80 hours this week for this company and I give them my time for money, I'll be a success. It's not going to be that in the future, man. There will be some jobs that require a human to sell their time for money. But in the era of building, we will create the value. We will all be able to do it. We will all be able to just sit back, just relax, and do what we were meant to do without it feeling like hard work. It's going to be amazing, you guys. It's going to be beautiful. But that's a story for a different video. Hope you enjoyed. If you want to talk to me about anything, if you want to get together or something, I don't know, if you want to meet on a Zoom call, if you want to hear more of my thoughts, for whatever reason. I don't know why anyone would want to listen to this guy, what goes on in his brain. But if you do, leave a comment, send me a message. I think I got my email here, so feel free to reach out. I'll always be available. Thank you guys. Keep building.